Good afternoon. It's Les Sulgrove, Iowa statewide housing analyst for the Iowa Realtors with the May 2025 market report. Single-family homes are seeing an increase in new listings this past month. And what we like to see when that happens is seeing this inventory rise, but also see closed sales rise, because that means that the inventory that's coming on is selling and it's also matching the pace of the closed sales. So what we're seeing this month here is finally a little bit of a flattening of closed sales, which means that while the inventory is coming on, they're just not selling as quickly. And therefore, we're kind of maintaining that same sale pace we saw last year in 2024. As far as condo townhomes inventory goes, it is actually down just a bit. It's down 5% at 657 condo townhomes on the market across the state. And that's, a sign as well that the market is shifting more over to single family properties that we expect. We saw a rise in the condo townhomes over the COVID years when those particular properties were more affordable based on the number of homes that were on the market at that time. So it's no surprise actually that we're starting to see the condo townhome market drop just a little bit. As far as pricing goes, we're seeing a slight increase at 5.2% for the single family homes for the median sale price at $250,000. And a slight decrease at $238,000 for the condo townhomes. When we look at closed sales across the state, this is for single-family homes. What you can tell is that the majority of the larger metro markets are seeing, a pretty decent closed sales and number of listings that are currently on the market. So when we're looking at end-of-month listings at 8,264, now this is single-family only. The lighter blue here in the middle of the graphic is the metros area. So the Des Moines metro, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, Quad Cities, and Southwest Iowa, for example. What we're seeing down here in this bottom graphic here is where we're steadily increasing our inventory as we move throughout the last 2 or 3 years. And this is a good sign because we typically see around at the peak of the market, just under 12,500 homes for sale. So we have a bit of a ways to go until we're back to pre-COVID levels like we saw before 2019 there. As far as a breakdown of the single-family markets, stats, again, that 252 is the median sale price, 3,414 closed sales during the month, and homes are actually getting fairly close to list price. They're at 97.9%, so that's basically a 1.1% decrease in the list price. So there's a little bit of negotiation still going on, and 2.4 months of inventory. Remember that number here in a minute. We're going to go take a look a little bit closer at months of inventory when we get to the end of the show here. As far as condo townhomes, again, 98.4% is the list price received, so a little bit of a discount from those, but this is not uncommon in both of these categories for this time of year when we're really in the heat of a spring and early summer markets where most home buyers are out in the market there. Again, 3.6 months of inventory in the condo townhomes. We'll talk, like I said, more about that in a second. As far as supply of inventory here goes, this is the existing homes only. So this does not include new construction. This is existing single-family homes. No condo townhomes, just existing homes without any new construction in here. And so 2.1 months of inventory is where we're currently setting. And if you look at this graphic here, you can see back prior to COVID, we were very close at the peaks of the market into what NAR considers a balanced market. There's some discrepancy as to what a balanced market is. NAR has a little bit higher number between almost 5 and 7 months of inventory. And locally here in the state, we typically use 4 to 6 months of inventory as the balanced market. But from NAR's perspective, we're tipping into that prior to 2019. However, the last 4 or 5 years here, we've actually been well below that. So 2.1 months of inventory below this level basically means we're in a seller's market where we have more buyers than we have sellers. And that can be good if you're a home seller, but not so good if you're a home buyer. And the truth to that is seen right here where we saw that really low dip. That's during the point where mortgage interest rates were at their very lowest, and we started to see quite a bit of competition in the marketplace. So we were down under really under 1 month of inventory in a lot of these cases here from 2021 to 2022. So we're back on the rise. It would be nice to be back closer to that balanced market. And again, this is for existing properties only. Now, when we look at this from new construction properties only, the chart's almost flipped. You can see again, here's that NAR balance, NAR balance of 5 to 7 months. And as we started out the year, we were in a buyer's market in that period of time. And as we move into the spring and summer markets, we are now down into about 4.5 months, which is technically still, in my book, it's still a balanced market. I would say, again, we would typically see a seller's market once we got below 4 months of inventory. But I'll take whatever we get here. This is pretty common for the new construction, as new construction sales tend to slow down throughout the winter months, and that's what these large spikes show. And then as we're into the spring and summer markets, they tend to drop down there. So when we look at absorption rate, now absorption rate is a new term we haven't really talked about much, but where months of inventory is how much inventory is on the market, absorption rate basically describes how fast the homes are selling in the market. And what we see here with existing homes only, and again, this is just single family, no new construction here, we're looking at 46.7% is the absorption rate currently. And the higher this number goes, it means the slower the sales are. So that's kind of that pickup in our days on market that we're seeing. Well, it's not really feeling too bad because it's in the middle of the summer. Early summer, by the time we get to the middle or late summer, when maybe days on market's going to go up to around 15 to 20 days on market, or 21 or more, that's when this number is really going to start to impact. And what you can see is in May of last year, we were at 60.6%. So we were considerably higher last year. Right there is where that 60.6 was. And so it's really nice to kind of see us being a little bit, this percentage be a little bit lower. Again, we want to see that number down closer to around that 20% to make it feel in balance. As far as new construction properties only go, again, because we have more inventory perhaps than we have buyers. In other words, we're kind of in a balanced or a slight buyer's market in that area. Again, you can see where the inventory absorption rate for new construction only is 22%. So this really probably makes the builders feel a little bit better that that the absorption rate, we're able to sell those properties at a little bit faster pace, although there's fewer of them on the market. As far as looking at both of these two categories together for absorption rate, so now we're adding new construction and existing homes, but still just single family. It's still combined. It's still a little bit over 40%. So this is why it kind of feels like maybe the market is slowing down just a bit. And as we kind of move into the summer months, if we could see a drop in mortgage interest rates, that would certainly make a big difference to our marketplace. So anyway, as we finish up the show, I always like to remind you where you could find these stats and many more. This is at iowarealtors.com/housing stats. Once you come to iowarealtors.com, you either just go to housing or iowarealtors.com and click on news and market stats, or you can type that full URL in and come right to this page. And of course, right here is the Iowa statistics infograph, and that'll also show you, month to month. You can go backwards in the month of these data points. Market review, you can also go over to that and see kind of what's going on a more granular level here. So this again is that May 2025 market review stat we showed earlier. And so that's basically the show for this month. And we look forward to seeing you all again next month at this same time. In the meantime, enjoy the weather and enjoy your home selling and buying process. This is Les Sulgrove, Iowa Housing Statewide Analyst.